Welcome to Fringe. My name is Jason Brasher. I am in fact a massage therapist, and I have been for about 6 years now, I think. And this whole show is a bunch of stories that I've lived through. Some true, some semi-true, but all you'll never want to hear again as soon as you leave this theater. But it's Fringe, so it's all good. So a good place to start is right back at the beginning. The idea for me to become a massage therapist occurred to me one night when I was bartending here in the city. Now, bartending is not a gig like come retirement age. You can hold your head up high and think, an achievement. Ooh. And I can't see myself working a 9-to-5 desk job dressed in a suit and tie. That's just not my style. So the next on the things to do list in my life is to learn how to give the better background. That's it. That's the only thing that made me want to do this. And I went through 2 years of hardcore training, and next thing I know, it's graduation day. I'm up at the podium, I'm in the cap and gown, I'm signing some document that releases me off into the wild, I'm shaking hands with the dean, I grab the diploma, pose for the picture, walk down the aisle, get out of the building, get in my car, and drive up north to Clear Lake, Manitoba, where I spent the first year of my massage career. Now, if you've never been up there, go. You must get your ass up there, because it is to die for. My living arrangements, on the other hand, not so much. The way they had it set up was that I was going to stay in a section of the park called the Old Campground. Now, essentially what it is a bunch of trailer homes that just dug their roots into the soil and never left. Okay? So I'm going to be living down row 3, lot number 8. So I drive in my little shitmobile, I'm driving down 16, 14, 12, 10, 6, 4, 2... Oh, I passed it. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 10, 12... What the hell, man? I didn't miss it so much as mistake it for the garage attachment to one of the larger ones with the nice satellite dish attached to it. It was a shack. It's not a joke. It was an actual shack. Like, do you remember, like in junior high, when you used to play that game, MASH? Right? It's where you would find out like how many kids you're going to have, who you're going to marry, where you're going to live, and what kind of car you're going to drive. Okay? The idea you had in your head when you had 17 kids married to the biggest nerd in school, driving a Ferrari and living in a shack. On the outside, this eyesore was painted periwinkle blue and made out of 4 pieces of cardboard, I'm guessing. It had a tin foil roof. I mean, it was a tinderbox / lightning rod combo, you know? And to make matters worse, you walk into the place, and as soon as you walked in, the whole place would just shake, because I guess the door was the only foundation being in the whole place. And it was like built on paper mache foundation as well, right? So you walk in, and you take a look at your surroundings, and you realize, I'm living in roadkill hell. There are dead stuffed animals on every wall in the place. There's an owl over there, there's a hawk there, there's a fox down here, and a couple of squirrels, who I dubbed Chip and Dale. Not so much for the cartoon Disney characters that we all know and love, but more so because, well, Chip was in a kind of slutty fashion, like, and Dale was like nose deep inspecting his display. So I thought it was suitable. Now, in between all these animals, there were those crocheted owl wall hangings, like with the walnuts for eyes, you know, what you'd find in your grandma's place? Yeah. And in between all of those, if there was room left over, that's where the crucifixes would go, okay? To ward off the evil spirits in the Indian burial ground this was on top of. So before I unload all of my shit in here, I'm taking down all of this shit, okay? Now, a good rule of thumb when you're working with dead animals, make sure that they're dead. I go to grab Chip, only to have Chip look at me. And he's scared. And fear makes Chip go for the eyes! Luckily, fear gives me Jedi-like reflexes, and I dodged his attack. His nuts grazing my nose. And out the door he goes to his freedom. Now, as anyone who knows me well enough will attest, when I get scared, or if I'm in a panicky kind of mood, I chug Pepsi like a mother humper. I downed 24 cans in one sitting, okay? Which is not a good idea. Because come midnight, there I was. I was in the middle of the forest, and I had to piss like a racehorse. So I get my little PJ bottoms on, my tank top, and I walk out into the night air. And luckily, the community toilet is not so far from where I'm living in this place, okay? So it's a hop, skip, and a jump from where I am. And then I get outside and I realize, this is magical. Like, no planetarium can recreate what I saw. You're away from the city lights, the city sound, and you take one look at the night sky, and you're just mesmerized. You get to see every constellation in the sky. And the cool thing is, you could focus in on one of the bright ones. And if you look long enough in your peripheral vision, all the thousands of other stars you wouldn't otherwise see, they all appear. And it's just majestic. And I was so lost in the moment that I didn't realize that right in front of the bathroom door was a great big fucking bear. It's my first night here. I'm about to die by a bear. Now, if I'm here, Mr. Bear is right here, okay? That's how far apart we are. And he's knocked over a garbage can, and he's kind of sifting through the remains, you know, looking for something for dinner, you know, which is kind of sad, because I mean, this guy's the king of the forest, right? Like, some small critter should be offering up a T-bone steak on a silver platter as protection money for this guy, you know? But no, he's sifting through, like, half-eaten burgers and dirty diapers, you know, just wishing that, you know, some hapless idiot would come along and, you know, offer up a limb or two, but that's wishful thinking for a bear in the woods nowadays. I mean, who in their right minds would... I smell stupid white boy. He saw me, reared up on his hind legs, and walked over to me. Apparently he wears pants too. Hey there. Was my very common cool response. Oh, you need to use the washroom, do you? Oh. Well, I'll just step out of the way. Go on. Oh, I can hold it. I don't gotta go that bad. I'll just lock and load, you know. You look busy. I'll go. I'll come back. Okay. And I walked back to my tinfoil domicile, and I prayed to God that a bear's sense of smell was not so acute that he could follow the trail of piss running down my leg all the way back. That was the first night of the summer months.